shoot, I just realized the mics were muted. That's okay.
Of course.
This whole time,
Look
fantastic.
here,
Damn it,
look
Richie.
here, you son of a bitch. Listen here, you son of a bitch.
What
Alright,
was
so
that about? It would be weird if they started and couldn't hear us.
we were both muted, sir. So that, and none of what I was talking about was actually important. None of it. So yeah, we haven't technically I haven't started the show. It's just like, wow, OBS looks pretty cool now that we're live and we can see things. So I can see how many views and stuff that we're getting. I could see the chat on the side. It's pretty neat. Like I like this new setup on OBS. That's all I'm saying. And I can now close. See, now I don't have to have like a bunch of windows open. You know, isn't that cool?
Also,
There's
I'm not
no music
used-
playing though.
I know
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no music playing. There's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was music before, and then I switched over to us. Like this is us being live.
Ah, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
still trying to get used to this new setup without all of us on camera.
I've got to get used to having this speed. I'm used to it taking like 2-ish seconds to open up a YouTube page. I slowly
used to
clicked
hear
on
you.
so many YouTube links, and they all started playing at once, and I was like, ah!
You guys. All right. So, Jesus. All right. This is mostly on Fenris. Stop sending PalWorld stuff, man. God dang it.
That wasn't the last article. Was not about PalWorld.
It was and wasn't. So like they're like, oh hey, a new competitor. Really? Right then? Did we? Okay.
I merely sent it because of some of the terminology used.
Yeah. No. Anyhow. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. It took me over 15 minutes to set up all the links in the description and everything.
Mm.
And to be fair, most of this is stuff that we have talked about a bit before, or we don't have to sit down and watch the whole thing. We're just going to be like, oh, hey, this exists. Isn't that cool? You know, like all the Iron Mouse stuff, we're just going to
Yes.
talk about it. We're not watching the videos. We're just talking about it. Also, apologies. My nose is kind of stuffed or effed and I'm sniffling and everything all over the place. So at present, I had to take a Benadryl and I'm kind of a little tired now. So
Good
apologies.
old antihistamines.
Yeah, indeed. Good old Benny Drill and his drill of bins.
It'll
It's good at
knock
putting
you on
me to
your
sleep.
ass.
I mean, it might. But yeah, we've got more gaming news than we have anything, man. All the gaming news.
Surprisingly,
is just...
yes.
Yeah.
All right, and then we've got the Shadow thing to talk about. I haven't actually watched it. Like, it's just like, oh, it's Shadow stuff.
It's
I don't
really
know
good.
anything
You should
about
fucking watch it.
I don't know anything about Sonic the Hedgehog, and I probably don't.
It
care.
doesn't matter. This is not about a game. This is just a beautifully animated scene.
Is it? It says it's on the Sonic the Hedgehog YouTube, so that means it's official.
It is.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say the only thing I know about Sonic is that hedgehog shit when they run.
Get a shit fast. They'll never know.
No one will believe you.
Oh shit.
Okay,
Literally.
so. All right, guys. Welcome to Anime Church. We fuck up. Also,
Yep.
it's the church you can cosplay at. I like that better. The church you can cosplay at. In
I
or
mean,
at, whatever.
I could cosplay at a regular church too, but I might get hanged.
Yeah, well, you'll get looked at weirdly. I don't think they will hang you.
With the cosplay I'd wear, I mean.
Oh, if you're going to go dressing up as Jesus?
Yeah.
It's communion day. I thought you guys were giving out wine. What's this grape juice bullshit? You just take a drink. It's grape juice. You just throw it on the ground. Hacks! I call hacks!
Sit there just like, bring me some water. Let me fix this shit.
This is not what I fed my disciples. Actually, do you think they wouldn't be called disciples by Jesus? You just call them friends, my dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. later generations of like people called them disciples. You can cosplay church, but you would be crossed. I hate that. I hate that so much. All right.
Yeah.
That being said, hi, welcome to Anime Church. I'm Richie Roberts, your Minister of Science and Technology.
I'm Moonlight Sparks, your Minister of Arceology. Praise Arceus.
And I'm Feder Sarun, your patron saint to snackos and alcohol.
And we have a couple of announcements before we get started with the actual news. First off, things are probably going to change as far as next season. Like once we dive into the fall season. Technically, I've already dove into the fall season because the first episode of Reincarnated Aristocrat is already out, and I watched it today. So yeah, it was pretty cool. But yeah, how things are going to go on from here on out. We haven't figured out the time yet. That's mostly up to Moon. But Moon here is going to be setting up a watch along on the Discord server on Thursdays, and it's TBD right now because we haven't sat down and hashed out the time of it and whatnot.
Yeah.
And the anime reviews, the Anime Church anime reviews, are going to be now separate from the actual live news show. So we will do that. We will record that. So we have like our own block, because I'm like, oh man, there's so much good content that we get to watch coming up in next month. And it's just nice if we have series that we're checking out, and yes, some of them are like season 3s, season 2s, and just like we're letting Moon catch up on that. That's okay. That's part of what the whole watching on Thursdays thing is for. So Moon can catch up on certain series, but there's also a lot of new series that are jumping in that we're going to check out and things like that. So we will be reviewing probably more than just 2 or 3 anime this time, since we're now on a separate show. And people that want to jump in on those specific reviews can. They don't have to necessarily make it to the live show. They just have to make it to the recording time, and that's something on the that's something we're gonna have to hash out when we're getting together to record those videos and all that stuff. We'll work out all the behind the scenes details at a later time, but I just wanted to let you know that going forward, at some point in time, the anime reviews at the end of the show will disappear, and we will just be doing those as a separate video that will get uploaded to the channel. And it's literally just us talking. We'll do quick introductions, and then we'll be like, hey, this is the show we're talking about today, the episode, what do we all think? And then we'll move on. So it'd probably be an hour thing just for us talking about anime and reviewing it. So depends on how many shows and how in-depth we want to go on that. But we are doing Slime and Oshi No Ko and Tower of God today. So
Yes.
good stuff. All right.
I actually watched all of them.
Woo! Today's show will actually be as intended. But yeah, going forward, things may change in the future. I don't have a specific date. Apologies. I think that's all of the stuff to get out of the way. Also, to just real quick shout out, hi Yui. If you catch this at any point in time, we're saying hello to you.
Hi.
All right. Solo leveling manhwa reading is going to be about 2 hours after the show ends, roughly around that, if we end on time.
And if the Benadryl
And
doesn't
I will
knock
not
you
be
out,
watching ReZero.
Jared is like, let me guess, Moon hasn't seen ReZero. We're not making him watch ReZero. There is no reason we should force him to watch
why would
that.
we
I don't
subject him
want-
to that kind of torture?
Thank you.
I've watched one series of ReZero. I determined that the main character is so ass I can't continue to watch it. That's it. If the rest of you like ReZero and want to keep, that's up to you. I think you have terrible taste in anime if you like ReZero. That's my
Look,
personal opinion.
I watched the Team 4-star summary video thing of ReZero. It's good enough. It's good
Yeah,
enough.
good enough. We don't
Yeah.
we don't stand ReZero here. In fact, I actively shit on ReZero all the time.
Now, if you want me to talk about Beastars, I will sit here and go full furry mode for you guys. but
They
that's it.
are actually finishing Beastars apparently.
I
So-
know. I'm excited.
All right, time to get into the news.
The news. Ooh.
Yep. All right. First story up.
Starting with a sad one.
Yeah. Well, we've got two sad stories here, but yes.
True.
Dame Maggie Smith, probably known to nerd and wizarding kind as Headmaster.
Professor McGonagall.
No, Headmaster McGonagall.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Minerva McGonagall served in all 8 films. So,
Yeah.
holy cow. But yeah, she passed away at 89, which honestly, like, it sucks. But when you get up to that age, it doesn't hit quite as hard as if you were much younger. I did not realize that she played the old Wendy in the movie Hook.
Oh yes.
Yeah, she
That
was
was
like
her.
59 when she did that.
They made her look much older for that too.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did. Of course, she's also in Downton Abbey, and
Mhm.
many people sent their condolences. There's just a lot of info on that, but I wanted to start out by saying, yeah, this happened, and it's a bit of sad news.
Yeah.
This one didn't hit as hard as when Alan Rickman passed. That one hit hard.
Yeah,
that
no.
one hit really hard. But this is still one that's like, she's an actress who's been all over the place. She's done a bunch of stuff. She was charming in the second Nanny McPhee movie. She was wonderful as Professor McGonagall, Headmaster McGonagall, either one, or Headmistress. And just about everything she's touched, she just brought a bit of humor to. So
Right.
as old as she was, it's still sad to see her go, but also we were all kind of wondering how long it was going to last. Not
Yeah.
to say we were waiting for it, but it was a thing of like 89.
They can't all be Betty White.
Yep.
Yeah, no. No.
Is she still going?
Yeah. No, she's dead.
Okay,
she?
I couldn't remember.
Is Betty White
Yeah,
dead?
yeah,
I'm pretty
because
sure
the
she's dead.
joke was Betty White and I think it was Bob Saget were up in heaven talking about what to eat, and then Betty White suggested meatloaf.
Oh, okay. All right, on to the next one. One Piece. They did a kind of behind the scenes of meeting the 2 new players in the cast. So they sat down and chatted with Joe Manganiello, who we reported last week is going to be Crocodile, aka Mr. Zero, and then freaking Lyra Abova, who is playing Nico Robin, aka Miss All Sunday, and sat down and had a chat with them. And now actually seeing them like sit down and talk and everything, like I definitely see why they chose her to be Robin. I can see that more. I think that's pretty good. What else?
Also, Joe Manganiello, when he did that hand gesture, I'm sitting there like, oh, that is absolutely Crocodile. Because he
Yeah.
always makes that. He always does that. Just.
And it turns out he was actually a fan of One Piece before like his audition and everything for this
Of course.
series. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense because Joe is a giant
Facts.
nerd. Absolutely giant
Oh,
nerd.
yes.
I love the fact that he has like a D&D session with a bunch of like nerdy jockey people. So it's like he's got a bunch of like kind of jocks who are also nerds. They're like they're sports people who are very much nerds, watch anime, play D&D, read comics, all that stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's really nice to see the people that were giving me shit or beating me up in high school are now also nerds. That's nice. It's just really weird I had to go through that. Do we know who's voicing Chopper? We do not yet, Arknight. I'm really hoping that we find out soon. That would be pretty cool to find out. I hope it's the actual. I hope they just cast the actual voices from the anime. So like
That'd be
whether you're
great.
listening to it dubbed, subbed, whatever language you choose, that's the official voice of Chopper and always has been. So like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I just want Brina Palencia back as Chopper for the dub.
We do know they do have a different voice actor, at least for his like big buff human form. We do know
Yes.
that, but we are not sure about his regular deer form.
Well, no. In the Japanese, it's all the same voice, except
in the
for
Japanese,
like, except
but I'm talking
for
about
like
the live
when he goes into monster form, not his human form, his quote unquote human form. It's not.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be the same. It should be the same voice, the same voice actor. But like when he goes into his monster deer form, that's when it's different. I don't know if it's the same voice actress and then they just pitched her down to make it sound monstrous or whatever in the Japanese, but yeah. So yeah, as you guys
But
can
I
see,
was
they had a
talking
nice
about the
combo.
live action.
Oh, in the live action, maybe.
Yeah.
Have they confirmed that they're doing that?
Not entirely, but like
Okay.
he's only cast as I think it's just human Chopper. Like it's
Who is?
Chopper in parentheses human. We talked about him a while ago.
What?
Because that was announced like I want to say a month or two ago.
I don't remember covering that.
Give me a sec.
I know we covered Mr. 3. And we I don't think we covered Human Chopper. Hiruluk, we covered Hiruluk, Dr. Hiruluk. And like we covered some of the Baroque Works members and some of the Drum Island cast, but I don't remember anything about Human Chopper.
Give me a sec. Because I remember it was one of the things.
Okay.
Because for a couple weeks straight we had like these people were revealed to be these people, and there was someone who was cast.
I don't remember any
as-
of them as Human Chopper. We were talking about. I remember us reviewing different actors who'd been cast in roles in the upcoming second season, but I don't remember anything about Chopper. I think this was like our first actual look at Chopper. And there's been no other. Like they've been very, very quiet about Chopper, which was what was kind of like, huh. Well, I guess they want to like come out with it in like a grand reveal or something. I don't think they dropped like anything about Chopper and his human form or any other forms that Chopper has. Now, are you sure it was a voice or is it like an actual actor that would be standing in and then they CGI over the actor?
Oh, it might be the stand-in actor.
Yeah. See, that makes more sense. It does not make sense for it to have a different voice since in the anime it was the same voice no matter what form until monster form hit. Then that was the only time the voice was different. But yeah, having a stand-in person when the character uses its human form. But I still don't remember covering anything having to do with Chopper other than like, hey, we got this little sneak peek last week. That was basically.
I don't think so.
Because if we'd had something with Chopper, I would have made a big deal about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like all we had was like a little snippet of like seeing the back of Chopper sitting at like a table for the guests, and it was just a tweet. It was just a tweet that we had like the video footage from, and I turned it into an article. I'd remember if there was Chopper stuff. We covered everything else. But yeah, we haven't gotten quite there yet, I don't think. Okay. Oh God. Okay,
Yeah,
I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure that these are muted. All right, everybody. If you did not hear, Iron Mouse got both her channels back. She found out that her main channel was back shortly after finding out that her VOD channel was back, and she was with Project Melody the entire time. Still in her subathon at this point, in the video footage we're seeing. This is Mouse discovering that the like chat letting her know the VOD channel is back. And she's like, oh my God, channel's back. And then she goes and checks it, and then you can... we have the links for both videos in there. Please go check them out. See her reaction if you have not already. But like she pauses the stream and goes, oh my God, my channel's back. Oh my God. And then when her main channel comes back, even better reaction and happy tears. Happy tears all around. So that legal team did some work. That V Shoujo legal team forced YouTube to freaking give her channels back. So I'm very happy about that. I was
Forced
actually
YouTube to
surprised.
finally bend the knee.
I was actually surprised that the VOD channel came back first. I thought the main channel would have been. We do not know who's voicing Chopper yet.
Yeah, no.
Arc Knight.
You responded to that earlier.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Yes. Yes, you did.
That's what started the whole conversation.
Yes.
Well, I thought
Uh,
he was the one that asked.
yeah,
No,
on a
Arcside
side
was the one who
note,
asked.
yeah, on a side note about Iron Mouse, I highly doubt her subathon's ever gonna end.
Oh God, she's still doing it.
Poor thing.
I think so.
Okay.
Let the girl sleep.
Last I checked.
All right, Moon. This next
Ah,
story is yours because you
yes.
shared the tweet.
Yes. So, for anyone who's a fan of the amazing digital circus, it's actually going to become a Netflix series. So they've already got no, it's going to be on the first 3 episodes are going to be on both Netflix and YouTube, and then the rest will be on Netflix. But that's going to be starting on October 4th. And that is awesome. Have you guys seen The Amazing Digital Circus?
I've caught snippets
No.
of it.
I've seen the
It is
characters.
well
I just,
worth the
yeah.
watch.
I
It
am
is
aware of it.
hilarious.
I think it's the stuff that I have caught. I'm like, yeah, this is probably more relatable for the current generation. Like Gen Z, Zoomers probably relate to this more than me as an old ass millennial does. So I think it's a difference in like age and generation as to whether I would get into it or not. It's not. It doesn't quite catch me the way that it catches other people, and I just put that up to. Yeah, I grew up in a different environment. I'm one generation further away, and I'm aware that I'm not the target audience.
Yes.
So, yeah. I mean, I can see why people like it. It's just not I don't think I relate to it because I have a different set of circumstances I grew up with. So, like the emotional beats that they're hitting don't hit as hard for me as they do for others, you know? Now again, I've only seen like not shorts or anything like that. Like I've seen like I watched it while people had it on when I was hanging out. But otherwise, yeah, it's not my thing, but that's okay. It because of the CG, the entire CG animation thing, it just reminds me of Reboot, which is not doing it any favors.
Oh God, reboot.
Yeah, I
Mm.
was not the biggest fan of Reboot, and like I see that animation style, and that's what it immediately draws me to, and I'm like, oh man, that's a
Early
like it's
2000 CGI.
yeah, it's
Yay.
already starting off with a bad comparison,
But
and I'm not
The
hating on
only
the
that
animation.
bad.
I'm not hating on the animation. It's just that's what it reminds me of, and because it reminds me of Reboot, I'm already checked out just from that. If I'd never seen Reboot, I'd probably enjoy it more. To be fair, but like, yeah, I'm
I've
kind of
seen Reboot, and like I don't get that same feeling.
Okay. Hold up, Moon.
again.
Hold up. I have to ask. Are you talking about the original reboots or
Yes.
that weird Netflix thing that they tried to resurrect reboot?
No, I mean the original Reboot.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, at least the rigging and everything on this is like way better. You could tell like if this was somebody's passion project because it was an indie animation, and I'm all for them. I'm glad they got this deal. It's just again, the amazing digital circus is just not for me, and that's okay. Again, I don't think I'm the intended target audience.
Either way, it's a damn good show. It's a really funny. It's got I can never remember his name, but he's one of my favorite voice actors ever because he does a really good Spamton from Deltarune, and it's hilarious to see him do that. But he's also hilarious in this. You can
Hmm.
still tell it's his voice, but it's still very different. Highly recommend checking it out. They've already got, I think, 3 episodes of at least what they started doing on YouTube. Whether they're going to be using those same episodes or not, I am not certain. Probably not. But go check them out. It is by a channel and studio called Glitch Productions. Um, and if anyone's also familiar with Gooseworks music, I think it's Gooseworks. Yeah, Gooseworks. They are one of the main creators behind this.
Hmm.
So the music in it's also really good.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
Alrighty. Okay. So now it's trailer Palooza time because we have so many trailers to cover. Did you guys watch the trailer for Red One?
Yes.
I
Oh
love it.
yes.
That
I
looks
want to see this movie.
that looks so
Me
interesting. So this is
too.
the second trailer for Red 1. I like kind of how it starts out here.
Oh my god.
Like him getting kidnapped, taken to the North Pole. He's got to help rescue Santa. We actually see a lot more of what's going on here.
Oh yeah.
And I love
and, like, the
using the
back and
classic
forth.
Christmas songs for the epic trailer music. Oh, it's killing me.
Yeah. So, it just this one definitely came across as the better trailer for me. Like the the
yes.
other one was funny and it made me interested, but this definitely sold me. I want to watch this movie. Absolutely.
This trailer definitely had the perfect blend of action, comedy, and taking itself seriously, but not too seriously.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're kind of all in on the joke, and that's the fun part. Also, I just realized right now that The Rock is wearing Christmas colors on his outfit because it's red and green. Also, I just want to point out this was pretty cool. So for Halloween, they have they had the headless horseman's head in a box, the pumpkin head in a box, and then there's the nightmare breathing fire. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. But yeah, seeing all the different like quote unquote holiday creatures, Krampus smacking more people, all that jazz. It just looks cool. It's like, oh my god, this kind of feels like you guys remember The Last Guardian?
Yes.
Yes.
Or yeah, I think it was
Rise
The
of the
Guardian.
Guardians.
Rise of the Guardians.
No, Rise of the Guardians.
Yeah,
Oh,
it kind of
so
feels
good.
it kind of feels like that as far as like the world building of like all the different characters representing different holidays. Pretty cool. I like that. I'm not making a comparison to these two other than saying it's neat that they have this one thing in common. That's it. Yeah. So, yeah, feels fun. I'm not going to take it too seriously. This is a popcorn movie. 100%.
Yeah, this is not made to be taken seriously. This is just a good time.
Also,
have fun.
Also, J.K. Simmons is Santa Claus. Can you do
How
better?
could you say no?
I need pictures of the naughty kids. I gotta give them coal.
Whoa.
Not those kind of pictures.
Don't phrase it like
Careful,
that.
dude. Careful.
Not like that. You know what I'm saying. And not that kind of naughty either. You look, the way you guys take that is so bad.
The way you said it.
I need pictures of the kids on the naughty list. I gotta make sure they get their coal. That better? Naughty list?
Much better. Much better.
So,
it doesn't have as many innuendos that everybody out there will misinterpret.
Yeah, because that's gonna pop up on a clip or something. And
oh my god, I'm gonna go to hell. All right. I was like, well, the contents is all messed up. All right, moving on. Our next one, which before all the other trailers like really started coming down, I was just like, wait, is that Elijah Wood? And I clicked on it, and I watched this trailer, and I was like, oh, this is pretty interesting. So a girl who's just into reading, not really into socializing, but loves to go outdoors, wants to do adventuring stuff. Her dad comes to see her for the first time. It seems like just the first time. I don't know if it's the first time in forever, but yeah. And they go out exploring in the countryside, having adventures, all sorts of other fun stuff. This just looked really good. It looked heartwarming. And there's this little kid. This little girl, she likes to read books. Yeah, this seems pretty fun. And I'm here for Elijah Wood. I love that she's out there spearfishing. Like a little girl is spearfishing and building her tent and all these things. And that seems so cool. Also, Elijah Wood in that hat. Come on. That's all I can think.
Oh, yeah.
Looks so good.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, yeah, it's a ridiculously sized Pharrell hat, and it just kind of, I don't know why, it kind of works for him. It kind of looks like when he's wearing that hat, he kind of looks like he has a hot dog growing from the top of his head, and he's trying to hide it. You know, like one of those little cut off weenies and Franken and the Beanie Weenies. You know, you got the end of it, yeah. Also, the way this dude is dressed, I can't. What is this? What is this outfit? I freaking love it, but like at
He's
the same
an illusionist.
Oh, that's right. He is. He's a magician and illusionist. No wonder.
Exactly.
Papa was a rolling stone. But yeah, that's so cool. This just looks really interesting in their quest to find like a specific type of animal and track it down. And it just feels like a wholesome father-daughter kind of thing. I'm here for it. What do you guys think?
Oh, dude.
I want to see it. That's all I got.
Yeah, I just
Because
want
it
to see
just
it.
looks fun.
I agree, dude. This looks awesome. I want to see it.
Also, it's nice seeing Elijah Wood get some stuff, do some
Yeah.
stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's not connected to Lord of the Rings, you know?
Yeah.
Seeing him
Fuck's
outside
sakes.
of stuff. All right,
I-
so moving on. We got the Thunderbolts trailer, which any part that I see Yelena and Red Guardian in, I like that a lot. Because the two of them are really funny. I love David Harbour, and obviously, I love. Oh God, why did I just blank on her name? Freaking, there she is, right here on the screen. She's so fun. She's so talented. Freaking heck. I'm gonna have to. Do I need to scroll down to see the actors' names? Nope. The actors' names aren't even in it. That sucks. Anyhow, this looks interesting. That's the best way I can put it. It looks interesting. I hope it's good. I hope it's funny. Marvel got kind of some of the relief it's been needing from Deadpool and Wolverine, which, by the way, will be out on demand like within the week. This week, in fact, should be out for digital purchase and release this week. So there you go.
I think
Blu-ray will be the end of next month.
Favorite part of Thunderbolts trailer.
Uh-huh.
Definitely when Bucky pulled his arm out of the dishwasher.
That was really funny. I love that. Let me go find it. That was so funny. Yeah. And then like it just kind of feels like Marvel's version of Suicide Squad, but like a bit more serious than funny. Yeah, that's how it feels. There's Bucky in the tuxedo, action scene. There it is. He just pull one arm out for my homies. Also, who the fuck is Bob, and why does it feel like he's way too cool for school? Like, when I hear Bob in a Marvel project, I automatically think of Deadpool.
Same. My first thought was Hydra Bob.
Yep.
Yeah. Which they kind of sort of put in the first Deadpool movie. It's like, Bob? Wade? Like,
I haven't seen you since.
TGI, yeah. TGI Fridays. It's like, oh my God. All right. Let's move on unless you guys have anything more to say about that particular trailer. Okay. All right. Guys, speaking of Marvel things, this trailer for Ballerina, this looked like what so many of us Marvel fans thought that the Black Widow movie was going to be like. This is so many people I've heard the comment, this is the Black Widow movie we wanted. And I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see that. But from the world of John Wick, Ballerina. All right. Who here's seen at least some of the John Wick stuff?
I've watched them all.
Okay, yeah, me too. Moon?
Sorry, what?
Have you not seen any of the John Wick?
No, I have not.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I was waiting for the Intercontinental TV show to actually get greenlit.
Yeah, I want, if nothing else, Moon should at least see the first movie because it's just so damn good. Like, here's the thing. They kill his puppy. Every murder from that point on is justified.
No, not just any puppy. A puppy his dead wife sent him.
Well, I wasn't going to go into that. Yeah. Like, as a chance to grieve. And then it was murdered by, Theon Greyjoy. And
then they stole his car.
And it's the reaction to all of that. Just the beginning. Like, just the beginning of John Wick has you hooked. It has you in. You are good. You are 100% in it to win it from the beginning. Because once people start reacting to what happened and who it happened to, and just seeing their reaction, then we start getting all the violence, and you're like, yeah, every dead body in that first movie is absolutely justified. 100%.
Dude, you remember how hooked you got on 86 within the first 10 minutes?
Yeah, John Wick's kind of that.
Except it'll take 2.
2 minutes? Oh. But yeah, this series is set in the John Wick universe. It's talking about the building of the assassins and the ballerina time. Ana de Armas plays the lead. And I gotta say, I was really impressed by this because the action is 100% John Wick. Like, that is the John Wick style of action and everything. And it just looks so good. Also, all right, I had to pause it there because this is the last movie our boy was in. This is the last movie. There's Commander Zavala standing in front of the desk. Welcome to the Continental. But yeah, so I'm super looking forward to this. Moon, did you see the trailer at least for Ballerina?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
You don't really have to know much about John Wick to understand this, but like having seen the John Wick, at least the first movie, will give you so much context to what's going on. So if you see the first movie, come back and watch this trailer, you'll have a whole new appreciation for this trailer. Because you'll be like, oh, I know who that character is. I know where they are and why it matters. Now, I think you'd have to see John Wick 4 to understand the ballerina stuff, all the ballerina stuff that's going on. But yeah, this is supposedly taking place during some of the movies. I can't remember which one specifically. I think it's
judging by the end of the movie, I would say between 3 and 4.
Yeah, somewhere around 3 and 4. But yeah, at this point, yeah, this looks awesome. I cannot wait to see this. Of course, that John Wick is a great franchise. I hope this does really well. I hope this is done really well, rather. And
yes,
but also that it does really well. Oh man, these pills are kicking my butt. All right, on to the next trailer. Oh God. Okay. Yes. Just yes. As soon as I saw what it was, I was like, yes. Like, I don't need a trailer to watch the series. Yes. The Last of Us Season 2 official trailer came out today. Or yesterday. Well, this week sometime. I went back. Somebody actually created a video game counterpart for The Last of Us Part 2. And pretty much all of these scenes that you're seeing are also pulled from the game. So there's a lot pulled from the game. It's been a minute since I played The Last of Us Part 2. I do remember all the major beats from the game. But yeah, this is insane, my dude. I hope they approach the storytelling a bit differently than how they did with the game. Not that I hope that they change things, but like the way they told it. Like where it was kind of all disjointed and out of how it was disjointed and all over the place as far as the freaking story structure was, because they relied a lot on flashbacks and not doing it in a linear style or a linear timeline of events in this. And I hope they do that going forward, because that is I think it tells the story better, and it gives us time to like get to know newer characters in this series before all the big story beats kick in. But yeah, obviously I can't play the trailer, copyrighted music and all that, but this just looked really cool. The first season was awesome, so I'm already on board. But I'm curious what you guys think. Am I correct in saying that neither of you have played Part 2?
Yeah, I've not. I
I
still
have
played the
not.
first one.
I got the synopsis of the first version of it on accident.
Oh my God. Okay, so what I'm hearing is that you'll need to come over and play The Last of Us, the first game, on my wall.
I've played the first one.
Oh, you played the first game. Okay.
Yes, I own the first. I own
okay.
the
So just
remastered, the original, and the part 1.
So Moon just needs to come up here and play the original The Last of Us on my wall.
You said part 2.
No, the original Last of Us. Sorry.
I know, but you asked if we had played part 2.
Well, yes. Originally I did, and then I asked if you had played the original.
Original, yes, I've played
Yeah.
through that one
Okay.
multiple times. It's such a beautiful
and
story.
Moon said he hadn't, and I'm like, Moon, you should just come up here and play it on my wall. It's freaking awesome. Oh, by the way, speaking of gaming on my wall, I finally made it through. I finally finished Act 1 of Ghost of Tsushima.
Yay!
And then it promptly went right back to the island to liberate it from the new crews that popped up. I was like,
As
all
you
right.
should.
Yeah, because like I am a completionist at with games like this, and I was like, nope, gotta go back, gotta free the island. And then it opened up more of the map, and I found more stuff, and I was like, yay.
If I may, look for the Fox Shrines. Make that your entire
I
priority.
already have. I've got all 3 of the things unlocked, and now I'm just I don't know what else I'm unlocking. Like I did that whole first island. I had it like 80% by the time I finished the story for that island.
Good.
And then this was just me cleaning up the last 20 or whatever.
Good.
Yeah. I'm doing that, and like I can't
'Cause-
show you because I can't share it
Yeah,
on my PC. It's in another room.
You do know the island is split into 3 parts, one
Yes,
part
I
per
do.
act, right? Okay.
Yes. I'm aware. I've just started getting to the second one. I've zoomed out of the map enough to have seen that. Yeah. All right. So I'm just completing. I've completed the first third of the island, as it were, or the first
Yes.
tiny island of the island. I don't know, man. It's weird
Just-
to pronounce.
Just remember the most important thing, Richie. The con must suffer.
Okay, if you say so. I'm getting so much shit for fighting in a stealth way from the story, and I'm like, fuck you, I'll do what I want. Like,
You can play it however you want.
I love stealth killing, but also I love like because I've unlocked it to the point where I can do the challenges and kill 3 people in the challenge.
Oh, just wait till you get the right set of armor because you can go up to 5 or 6.
Oh, that's beautiful. All right. Also, I have my triple assassination takedown thing. So it's like
beautiful.
Yeah, I did like the bottom row of stuff of abilities in the bottom row. I unlocked all that stuff first. I'm not so much on my ghost equipment. I'm upgrading like my evasion and my the first tier, the first row of stuff. Anyhow, yeah. So that's where we're at. Anyhow, back to the trailer. Yeah, I'm so here for it. What'd you guys think of The Last of Us Season 2 trailer?
I can't wait.
Did it make you more eager or less eager? Like where or about the same? Where are you guys at on that?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. Like, always
What-
ready for more of the show because damn, it was good. I gotta play the games eventually.
Yeah,
Yes. Not just that, but I look forward to when we all do the watch-alongs for it again before the reviews.
Please.
Somebody here has to get Max first. I hate calling it Max. It's HBO. HBO Max.
Yeah.
We gotta get that again. I don't have it.
I might
I'll,
have a way.
Mhm. I might get
We'll
it.
see.
I might get
Whoever
it.
gets it first.
Yeah, I might get it again. Like everybody was telling everybody, like my brother was asking me what I thought of the Penguin. I'm like, I don't have HBO Max. I haven't watched it. Like I've all the things I've heard say it's fucking fantastic, so I'm here for it. I mean, I have Disney Plus and I haven't watched Agatha all along yet. I'm gonna binge all the way through it once it's done.
I mean, I have Paramount Plus and I haven't watched Halo yet.
Boo. That's
Then
a good
again,
transition. That's a good transition. But before we do that, did the trailer make you more eager to see this, about the same, or less eager to see this?
More.
Okay.
Yeah, more.
Okay. Yeah, same. Kind of more. All right. Speaking of Halo stuff, a trailer came out for the official Halo 3 ODST Anniversary Edition that is being, I guess, released along with the on the Master Chief Collection. So if you already own the Master Chief Collection, I guess you get grandfathered in to this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the trailer didn't show a lot. It doesn't look hella different. And you're seeing gameplay through the visor. So
Through the rookie's visor.
yeah, through the Ricky's visor. And I'm like, yeah, maybe it's cleaned up more. I don't necessarily know.
So the way the Master Chief Collection works, you can play through the entire first I think 2 and 3 games. And there are 2
First
modes:
four. First
original
four.
graphics and updated graphics.
Yes,
with
I'm
like
aware. I'm
beautiful
aware.
visuals and everything.
I'm aware of
So
how that works.
it's
I own the Master
hopefully
Chief
gonna be
collection.
that way.
Yeah, I own the Master Chief collection, so I am aware of that. Like how
So
you
let's
jump back
start
and
playing
forth.
and find out.
Well,
I'm
is it
sorry,
out
just
now? That's the. Is it even
That's
out
the
what
right
it
now?
said. Yeah, that's because
the
like at
new
the
mom.
end of it, it just shows the play now screen. So
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, just the soundtrack from New Mombosa just
New
still
oh
hits
Mombasa.
yeah,
hard. New Mombasa still hits hard.
like partly due to the soundtrack and just partly due to like the atmosphere the game builds,
Right.
it does a really good job at making you feel isolated.
I honestly like I love the story for Halo 3 ODST, but as far as like gameplay and stuff, I really like it's my least
Game
favorite of the Halo games.
gameplay was a slog, yes,
Uh-huh.
but at the same time, it was nice playing a
But the story
normal
was just
soldier.
so
The
good.
the gameplay made it that much better though because
All right,
you're not a built up super soldier.
we're finally in the gaming block.
No kidding. But
Um
yeah, you're
so
not a built up super soldier, so like,
oh, we're going to have that.
it makes it harder.
I'm aware of like what character I'm playing. I just the gameplay just feels off, you know? That's all I'm saying. All
I'm
right.
sorry, I cannot get enough of Nathan Fillion as Buck.
Oh yeah.
I need well, that's why they put him in Reach.
And 5.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in
He's in
5.
5.
We don't
Awesome.
talk about that game. All right, moving on. We've got the PalWorld block coming up. All right, so did you guys watch this video about the
No.
man?
I got through most of it.
All right, that's that's sad. All right,
Yeah.
Moon, when I post these, please check them out. That's all. Because like I'm gonna ask questions regarding this, and if you didn't see it, it's gonna be tougher. Man, my nose is all stuffy. It sounded like I was way more annoyed than I actually was. All right. Anyway, yeah, we got some more details about the power lawsuit and what patents that they were talking about. Why did it Fenris? God damn it! What? My brain is just not here right now. Fenris, would you like to go ahead and talk a bit about what we learned in this video?
This isn't the first time that Nintendo has sued or attempted to sue a company that had similar gameplay mechanics. There was one back in, I think, what was it, 2017 or 2018. They were going after, fuck, what game was it? Yeah, the mobile game company Colopal, with their game that looks kind of like a mixture between Monster Rancher and Pokemon and Dragon Quest. One of the monsters looks like a onion version of the slime from Dragon Quest, face and all. It's adorable. I want it. And that's really about all I was able to pick up on it. I got like through minute 8. I hadn't finished the video before start of Anime Church.
Well, they were talking about the specifically they were talking about, or he was talking about the patent, the patents that they were using, and like
Yeah.
how these are they're being sued for 5 different patent infringements, and this has happened before, and they settled out of court. The other party had to settle out of court.
Colloquial.
Yeah.
Hello, Rickalicious and Brandon. No, Pokemon has never tried suing Digimon because they are 2 vastly different IPs that have very little in common that Pokemon would, or that the Nintendo company would even be able to try to sue.
That would, if they tried to go after Digimon, that would immediately be a loss.
And to be fair, Digimon also started out as a manga first before it got an anime or even any game.
Yeah, I think it was a manga, then it was an anime, then it was a game. So the traditional route, as far as like most
Yeah.
anime are concerned.
Oh, they also had their own version of the Tamagotchis versus Pokemon never had those.
Yeah.
I ask me how I know. I have 3 of them.
I honestly hope people subscribe to his channel because this guy drops some good news. We're gonna have a
Yeah,
second
he
video of his that we're gonna cover.
yeah,
I
he goes
put him
through a
on.
lot of good
I
information.
put him on in the background while I'm doing stuff and just listen. That's honestly some of the best ways that you can do it. Like have a different tab open and be doing something else while you're listening to him in the background. That's the best way to do it.
Ah, thank you for correcting me, Jared. It was a Tamagotchi, then a manga.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so tell us about the next one, Fenris.
The next
Tell the
one.
PalWorld versus Pokemon
Yes.
thing.
An analysis from a Japanese legal firm specializing in patent law concluded that patents established before the release of PalWorld did not necessarily correspond to the mechanics of PalWorld, while patents submitted after PalWorld's launched into early access earlier this year worked to improve the previous patents. Um, Nintendo owns 2 groups of patents that the analysis suggests are those it will argue PalWorld developer Pocket Pair had infringed on. Both groups relate specifically to Pokemon Legends Arceus and follows on throwing balls to capture creatures in an open world, and the ability to use a kind of mount in order to get around the world on a creature's back.
Yeah, this is something that was covered in that video too. He was talking about like a lot of the patents that Nintendo is suing for, 80% of the gaming industry uses.
Yes.
So this would be if Nintendo wins this suit, this would be a very, very bad thing for the industry.
Yes, it would basically take away all creativity and basically stifle any and all indie devs, and even some bigger AAA developers, because nobody's going to want, if Nintendo wins this, nobody's going to want to take the chance of getting sued by Nintendo.
So yeah, creativity and
But
innovation kind of go a little bit out the window with this.
yes, but of the 8 patents and 2 pending patents that are in these 2 groups, the analysis states that only 3, 1 from the first group and 2 from the second, were registered before PalWorld's release.
Yeah, so the other 2 should not even count because they
The other
afterwards.
5.
The other 5, yeah. So that means that because they were registered and everything afterwards, then technically Pocket Pair cannot be held accountable for these because they did not exist upon time of release.
Yeah, but the fact that they released a couple after PalWorld's launch suggests that Nintendo could have played PalWorld, identified the similarities, and then focused on increasing the strength of those patents against future games. Yeah.
But it definitely feels like Nintendo was very threatened by what Pocket Pal and PalWorld are doing. Because now they've got Sony backing them, Microsoft backing them, as far as like the playable spots where the game is, and also through Sony and Aniplex, the anime, and that just felt like the thing that set Nintendo off. They're like, oh, you can't have an anime. We got to ruin you before this anime comes out, and you become too popular.
But the volume of patents does suggest that Nintendo owns means that it has the right to pick and choose which ones it wants to force at any given time against any developer.
Yeah, it's really, really like
scummy
snake behavior.
So Nintendo's also been getting backlash from its diehard Pokemon fans over this as well, from various things I've read through Twitter.
Okay.
Just from people's postings.
Okay.
Which, if Nintendo follows through with this, will bite them in more ways than one.
Yeah. They risk. They may keep the Japanese fan base, but they're definitely going to lose a lot of the global fan base.
Yes.
World of Final Fantasy? I don't remember if it did or not. I haven't played it in such a long time.
I don't remember. I haven't played that game forever and a day either.
Yeah, same. All right, on to the next one. Apparently, there's a new monster game dropping into the arena to challenge the top dogs.
Yeah. The game goes by Miraibo Go, which looks kind of like a straight ripoff of both PalWorld and Pokemon mashed into one. But the game describes itself as a PAL-like, which is perhaps the first time that term has ever been used to sum up a game following PalWorld. And just as Pokemon fans were able to pretty quickly spot similarities between Nintendo's franchise and PalWorld, particularly when it came to Pokemon vs. PAL comparisons, it's not difficult to see how Miraibo Go is looking to capture the attention of PalWorld players, probably more so than the Pokemon community. There is a trailer, and it looks... When I watched it, it looks very, very similar to PalWorld in a way.
This straight up looks like a PalWorld clone. Like, my guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least if you're accusing PalWorld of copying Pokemon, they altered some stuff. You know, copied my homework, but try not to make it look like you copied my homework. Whereas this just feels like a straight up copy of the homework.
Yeah, the only thing this game has over PalWorld is that it is coming out on mobile.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But they also chose a horrible time to announce a game and the pre-registration.
Yep.
Also, there's the comparison picture.
It does not look all that different, if I'm being honest.
It's not.
It's
Like, I'm going through and watching the damn trailer. The island looks the same as PalWorld. The balls they're throwing looks more like Pokeballs than the Pal Spheres. A lot of the Pokemon, or whatever they are, look very similar to things that already exist in PalWorld.
yeah.
And just the character model, the way they're carrying and wearing everything, like, sure, it's a little more flowy, but no, that's still PalWorld.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next topic. Again, All right. So, let's talk about this real quick. California's new based gaming law.
Fuck yeah.
All right,
California Governor Gavin Newsom has signed a law, AB 2426, for those who are interested, to combat disappearing purchases of digital games, movies, music, and ebooks. The legislation will force digital storefronts to tell customers that they're getting a license to use the digital media rather than suggesting they actually own it. When the law comes into effect next year, it will ban digital storefronts from using terms like buy or purchase unless they inform customers that they are not getting unrestricted access to whatever they're buying. Storefronts will have to tell customers they're getting a license that can be revoked, as well as provide a list of all the restrictions that come along with it. Companies that break the rule could be fined for false advertising. The new law won't apply to stores that offer permanent offline downloads and comes as a direct response to companies like PlayStation and Ubisoft. In April, Ubisoft started deleting the crew from players' accounts after shutting down servers for the online-only game, and last year Sony said it would remove purchased Discovery content from users' PlayStation libraries before walking back the move. As retailers continue to pivot away from selling physical media, the need for consumer protections on the purchase of digital media has become increasingly more important, California Assembly member Jackie Irwin said in a press release. I thank the governor for signing AB 2426, ensuring the false and deceptive advertising from sellers of digital media incorrectly telling customers they own their purchases before it becomes a thing of the past. Forcing storefronts to disclose that they're selling licenses won't stop them from taking away digital purchases, but it will at least make people more aware that what they're buying can be taken away at any given time. I mean, Bakuru, that is completely fair. Thoughts on this, Moon?
I kind of wish this were a thing globally,
I
or
do
at least
too.
across the US, because like it Steam is wonderful. Steam actually does this, like with Steam, when you're purchasing the game, you own the game through Steam. They will constantly keep up with your saves and everything through the Steam cloud. And even if they can't keep up with your saves, they at least know you purchased this game. It is in your library. You can get it from anything that you can put Steam on that can run it.
And you can play the games offline as long as
Yes.
they're installed to the device you're playing them on.
Yes. And it's wonderful. That's great. I love Steam. Gabe Newell is wonderful. But every other company is sitting here trying to be like, okay, you have the license for this one thing in this specific area, and if you can't use the internet, oh well, guess you won't play it. No,
Exactly.
that's just trying to get more money out of people. That's awful.
The thing that they also should have implemented in this is more clarification and transparency on the fact that if you buy a game through, like, say, Xbox or PlayStation digitally, you have to be connected to most to the online services in most scenarios to play that game because it does not download the license to the console either.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
But
Well,
this is a great first step to protect us from, the digital only gaming future that's
digital monster.
being pushed.
Alrighty. Did either of you get to check out the Unity video?
That one I did not. I did not see that one until earlier today.
Oh no.
Cool. I don't feel as
that's
bad
been
for not seeing it either.
That's
Yeah, I know
been
that's been up for a
in-
couple days, but we've had a lot of videos. I was expecting to overlook at least one while trying to go through them all.
No. So once again, this is one of those ones put in the background while you're doing something and just listen to it. Basically, it. I was really hoping that you would watch this, Fenris. I can't.
Is
I
this in
can't.
referral to what you told me a couple days ago about Unity?
Yes and no. Or no, this is absolutely, but
Okay.
more detail.
Then I got the gist of what was happening.
Okay, then go ahead, because my head is
Um,
fog.
Unity basically kicked out the CEO that EA fired for being too greedy.
Yep.
And they're trying to walk back everything that CEO did and try to win back everybody's favor. That's basically what I got from everything. But only time will tell if this is actually is in time enough to save Unity.
Also, Unity was trying to lead more into their advertisement side of things than their gaming side of things. So they were kind of leaving the gaming community high and dry, and then or the game devs high and dry, and then now they backtrack to being a gaming community and less an advertising community. So we shall see how things go. I would definitely recommend giving the video a watch since it goes into much more detail on these particular topics. Um, there's not a lot I can do if I don't have anybody to talk with these topics in general about if the videos aren't watched. So,
Like I said, I've watched every other video. This one just kind of slipped through while I was trying to get all of them watched. That is on me. I apologize for that.
I mean, I post them throughout the week to give you guys enough time so that when the batch of the bulk of the news comes in on like Saturday or Sunday, you'll have had time to watch the other stuff.
Also, I wasn't sick the entire last week.
I mean, were your ears still working?
One of them, no.
Okay, well, the other one could have listened. The amount of crap I'm giving you.
I know.
Moving on. So we have a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. It's called Ghost of Yotei. I did actually watch this. So now that I have a little bit of context having played Ghost of Tsushima, I'm like, oh cool, wonder what is same and what's different. But as somebody who's actually completed it, would you like to talk us through this trailer?
This game takes place 300 years after the events of Ghost of Tsushima.
We're not dealing with the Mongols anymore.
No, we're not.
I think we're dealing with the Russians.
Right? I don't remember I haven't looked into the events that surround this game because not much information has been given about it yet. Because they just announced it a couple days ago. The description of the Ghost of Yotei link is the Unity video.
Oh, dang it.
Thank you for letting us know, Jared.
So I have two. I have two of those. It's the same link.
The same
Or-
link from what
okay.
I'm gathering, yes.
Okay, it's the same link. It's not swapped around. Gotcha.
But memory serves from what I was able to find on this. It takes place, I think, Hokkaido, or the region that has Mount Fuji in it.
Oh, Kyoto.
Kyoto, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Kyoto is Mount Fuji. If they're dealing with Fuji, but they were saying the most northern part of Japan, which would be. Are we talking mainland Japan, or are we talking about the tiny islands above Japan because they own?
I think this is
actually,
a
this is before
mainland.
the Russo-Japanese Wars, so this could be Hokkaido.
I'm trying to find the. I had a couple pages pulled up on it. I'm trying to figure
Okay.
out where they were so I can pull
The
up
link should be
information.
fixed so you guys can see the trailer and description. Yeah, I like the inclusion of wolves in this one. We've got more wolf than fox in this one. Also, chasing down those golden birds is really effing annoying. I hate them.
Yes, it is.
Because they just get stuck on a building. And whatever, and it's just, yeah, it's kind of annoying. I love the little hat that she's wearing in this. It's so good because I have kind of the same style hat in my gameplay.
Yeah, so the only information that has been released so far is the fact it takes place or centers around the theme of underdog vengeance, set in 1603 in Hokkaido.
See,
And
okay, so it is Hokkaido because they were talking about the most northern region of Japan, and no, that would not be Yokohama.
No.
Yokohama is
No.
a port town close to Tokyo. It's not the same.
No. And the main character's name is Atsu.
Yeah, Atsu.
And
This
apparently,
is one of those things I was sitting there and I was watching it. And I'm like, you know what? I don't mind that it's a female main character. I know there's some people who are gonna say, "Oh, they're woken it up," and it's like, my guy, nothing about this signify like they're not making a big deal out of her being a woman. It's like literally, it's like this is what's happening. This is all the action and gameplay. Oh, and she happens to be a woman. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like woke is when they throw they throw the whole thing in your face. It's like it's all about diversity and inclusivity at the expense of story and like character and all that other stuff.
Going by what they say, Mulan is a woke story.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, the whole point of that movie, was that it was actually a big deal that a woman came in and did that stuff. However, if you're not just trying to like openly just throw it in our face, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But on a side note about Ghost of Tsushima, apparently the director of the John Wick series is making a film adaptation.
Of Ghost of Tsushima?
Yes.
Please let it be an all Japanese cast.
Yes.
Yeah. True to form. Make it true to form. All right. Any other last minute stuff on Ghost of Yotei that you guys want to discuss?
It looks really good. I want to play it.
I
And finally, the PlayStation 5 gets a first party game.
I mean, I don't think there was a lot of stuff that I actually like skimming over the state of play. It just was not that impressive to me.
The state of play for the last 3 years have just been disappointing.
Yeah. Sony kind of fell off.
It's all remakes.
All right. Guys.
Oh, they're going the way of Disney.
We're finally in the anime block. Finally in the anime block.
Only an hour and 18 minutes later.
And we're starting no, we didn't get started on time. So we didn't start the news until 20 minutes, so it's been less than an hour. All right. I love that we're starting the anime block off with a live action. But yeah, there is a live action
Cells at Work.
And
We
you know
touched
what?
this on this briefly last year
Well,
when
we
they
were
first
talking about
announced it.
yeah, and we were talking about a stage play before, but this is the actual live action. Uh, yeah, it looks pretty good. Not gonna lie, I think it's hitting a lot of the same points that the anime did. I never got to see season 2, and I didn't see Cells at Work Black. I need to. I love the platelets.
They are so adorable.
And then they're laying down on the scabs. It just I don't know, man. This kind of works for me. It has kind of like a Power Rangers meets Cells at Work kind of vibe because of like how they're doing like the germs and diseases and all
Yep.
that stuff. It feels kind of like Sentai Power Rangers Villain of the Weeky, but that's okay. That actually works for this. So, yeah.
And this show has taught so many people about biology.
Yes, it has. I love the amount of doctors reacting to this, going, "No, all this is true. Holy crap. These guys studied." And it's like, yeah, apparently the writer is a doctor or was a doctor or something like that. I don't know. I could be
And
wrong.
if they were, it would make sense because this
Or
is
at
so
least,
educational and
or at least they were a med student. Jesus.
yeah, like it is so like I can see them being like a med student and writing this to help them remember it
Mhm.
in a more like entertaining way.
Yeah. And the funny part is, you think it's actually they do a good job of misdirecting in the freaking trailer. They make you think that the dad is the one that we're doing, so we're kind of getting that osmosis. No, it's the daughter. It's the daughter's body we're seeing inside of him.
Which,
I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Which is holy fuck, that's kind of sad. If you've watched season 2,
Yeah, I haven't seen season 2, so
have you seen season 2, Moon?
No, but I know exactly what you're referring to.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyhow, now I definitely think I need to watch season 2. Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. The poop is leaking. So of course it's not Japanese without a little poop humor. Also, I love that we're in the rectum and what's floating on top of all the cells and stuff? Corn.
Corn.
Corn never truly digests. It comes out looking
No, it does
exactly the
not.
same. Yeah. All right, Sonic, this is your chance on the next. Or Sonic,
And I love
say
how you
Sonic.
paused. I loved where you paused it, Richie.
Right on the poop.
How much longer will this body torture us?
Yes. All right. So, Moon, it is now your turn to tell us about the Sonic stuff that dropped.
All right. So it's only one major thing that I really caught wind of, but it was a really awesome, well animated too. I think it's actually a scene from the game that's coming out, Sonic X Shadow Generations. I don't know who did the animations, but it's wonderful. Voice acting's wonderful. Oh, it's CG. I thought it was 2D. In my mind, it was 2D. But either way,
It didn't look CG when I watched it.
right? But oh my god, it's wonderfully done. The story beats it hits are
Yeah, it's CG
the
cell
similar
animation.
story beats. Yeah, similar story beats to what's hit in I think it's Sonic Adventure 2 and Shadow the Hedgehog's video game as well. And it's mostly just him and Maria going through that story a little bit. It
Like,
doesn't go through the whole thing, but
like,
you
I
get
can
some
see the-
really awesome action sequences. Go ahead.
I can see some CG watching it again on Richie's screen, but it still looks mainly 2D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
don't.
got some
I don't
amazing
know
action
anything about.
sequences.
I don't know anything about Shadow at all, and I kind of want to keep it that way so that I go into the third movie like completely blind. Because if I'm comparing it to like the other animation or the games or stuff, I think I'm gonna like the movie less, and I don't want to.
I think comparing it to the games is only gonna make you like it more.
Really? Okay.
I'm gonna be
well,
so real with you, and that's not to crap on the story or anything. The story is really good, but they have done so well with Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails in the first and second movie,
right.
and it seems like they're gonna do really well with him with Shadow in the third movie. Like, you're gonna get so much appreciation, especially because of how rough the games are. In the game, no. I'm pretty sure it's the original voice of
I'm
Shadow.
saying this right here, this animation.
No, it's not
No.
Keanu Reeves.
Because,
thought
like I said, I'm
Keanu
pretty sure this is
Reeves-
actually
I
from the
thought
game.
Keanu Reeves was going to be voicing Shadow from now on.
In the movies?
No, I mean,
There and uh, I know I think there's a game coming out that he voices him in, but
oh, okay.
this is. I'm pretty sure this was made before that was
Okay,
announced.
The reason I'm
Yeah.
asking that is because just because he voices him in the movies doesn't mean he has to voice him in the franchise. Like, come on. Like, you already have a really good voice actor for this character. Let that character stay that way.
Like,
Yeah.
unless there's some reason that he can't, but I don't think there is a reason for that.
Yeah.
Like, Keanu Reeves is amazing. Don't get me wrong, but he also costs a lot of money, a lot more money than the other voice of Shadow would.
Yeah.
So.
In the same way that I really wish Roger Craig Smith, who voices Sonic, had been Sonic in the movie. It's like, why can't we give the actual voice actors a chance, my guy?
Yeah, the only one who stayed was Tails.
Yeah, Tails was the only one that stayed, and I'm glad that
Now-
happened.
Oh,
fair,
okay.
When
Jared
it comes
is,
to Knuckles,
Mhm.
I think they made a damn good choice.
With
Idris Elba did amazing.
Yes.
All right.
But Jared is clarifying the Sonic X Shadow will have a DLC where Shadow is voiced by Keanu Reeves in the deluxe edition.
Okay.
So it's DLC stuff. So he's not playing. So Keanu Reeves is not taking over as Shadow in the games in perpetuity. Gotcha.
Yeah,
All right.
because that would be incredibly mean. But yes, please
That's-
go check out this. It's on the official Sonic the Hedgehog page. It's just called Shadow and Maria. It's really amazing, well animated.
Link in the
It's worth the
description.
time.
All right. Moving on. The singer-songwriter Sayuri unfortunately passed away at 28. This one hit a little bit harder because somebody at 28, that's way too young, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Way too young, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She
Sayuri
did some
sang
amazing
songs
stuff too.
for Licorice Recoil, Scum's Wish, Erased, and My Hero Academia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her husband, the musician Amarashi said on his Twitter account that Sayuri had been fighting a chronic illness, and on July 25th earlier this year, she announced she would go on hiatus due to suffering from functional dysphonia, a condition that causes someone's voice to sound strained and otherwise irregular, with no obvious psychological or neurological reason.
Physiological.
Sorry. At
Very
the time, she said that she was seeing a speech therapist and vocal coach, what the fuck? But that she was feeling frustrated at not being able to express herself and connect to the world. But yeah, there's more backstory on her. Oh, she and her husband were married on the 18th of this year, so they weren't together for very long, and that's really sad too.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, she will be missed, and it's so sad to see her go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yoko Kanno is holding a concert in New York City in March 2025. The New York performance venue, the Town Hall, lists a jazz concert for composer and performer Yoko Kanno at the venue on March 29th. The concert will feature Logan Richardson and his Blues People Big Band group. Of course, most people know her for Cowboy Bebop and many entries in the Macross series. Her work on multiple jazz subgenres in the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack is giving a reputation as a jazz composer, but her work spanned multiple genres. Yeah, she was in Macross. She did this. Her collaboration with director Shinichiro Watanabe stretches from Cowboy Bebop to Terror and Resonance and Space Dandy, as well as Kids on the Slope. I didn't know she did the music for Kids on the Slope. That's awesome. But she also worked on Vision of Escaflowne, and Kanno also composed the soundtrack for that series, which is fucking baller. If you have not heard the Escaflowne soundtrack, it's amazing. Kanno was the exclusive composer for Sakamoto's records until 2003, though they frequently collaborated afterwards, and composed many of Sakamoto's subsequent popular songs, including Platinum from Card Captain Sakura, Hemisphere from Razifan, and Gravity from Wolf's Rain,
Oh,
as well as Triangular from Macross Frontier. The latter three of which also feature in shows where Kano composed the soundtrack. Yeah. So there we go. We got a live concert coming up in NYC in March. So if any of you are interested in that, would like to check it out, I'm sure there is a way. Yeah, source the town hall. There is a way to go look it up and find out and get your tickets. All right, I put this one on here because I knew that Fenris would be excited for this. The original
Yes.
Resident Evil 3 Nemesis game is going to launch on PC via GOG in September. Already has. So September
Yes.
25th, it passed. So GOG and Capcom announced on Monday that Resident Evil 3 Nemesis game will launch on PC on Wednesday, which it did. GOG added a bundle with the PC versions of the original Resident Evil, RE2, and RE3 Nemesis games in June. Players get access to the first two games on purchase, while they get access to RE3 when it launches on the platform. I don't know what GOG is.
Oh, that's CD Projekt Red's online storefront.
Oh,
It's a lot like Steam,
Mm-hmm.
almost as good, but still pretty fantastic. Better than any other thing aside from Steam I've used.
RE3 is now officially
The
20
remake.
No, the RE3 Nemesis, the original.
remake.
No, this is. I'm not talking about the remake.
Oh, I thought
Why
it
don't
had remake in the title. That's my bad.
Why don't the two of you just give me a second to finish my sentence, and then we'll be good. RE3 Nemesis launched in 1999, which makes it. I was trying to math and tell you how old it was.
25.
But everybody's like, remake. And I'm like, no, because the math is off on that one. It's not freaking that old. Yes, it's 25
years.
old. Yeah. So, yes, we are now on the 25th anniversary of RE3 coming out.
Yes.
I don't even
Let me take you
remember when
back in
we left
time.
E3. No, I don't need to. We're good.
September 21st,
No,
1999.
we're
An
good.
8-year-old Fenris was standing outside of a Columbia Heights, Minnesota GameStop with his dad,
Cool story,
in the
bro. We're
freezing
moving on to the next
rain.
chapter now.
waiting for midnight to pick this game up.
Okay, cool. Now that they can't hear you. Moving on. I'm trying to get through all this stuff right now. I don't know why I put the gaming stuff in the anime block. I think it was because it was
Either.
I think it was on Anime News Network, and that's why it just happened to be in the mix. Guys, the new Ranma half season series, they have officially released the full opening without credits on the on their official YouTube channel. Make sure to go check out Ranma 1.5, which will be starting October 5th, and that will be at 12:55 JST in the AM. So it'll be in the PMs over here. I think it'd be like mid early morning. Like I think we're 13 hours behind. So I think it'll be like 10 or 11, depending on. I mean, we've got the time zones changing up pretty soon over here. in the
Yeah.
US, so 'cause we
Daylight.
still do that daylight savings time.
Can we just get
nonsense.
rid of that, please?
We really need to. All right.
There's no point in it.
So definitely go check this out. I liked it. It was neat. It just wasn't it wasn't the old song, so I have nostalgia for the old one. I did like that they started it off with a gong, which is how the first one started, and for a second I had hope that they were just remaking the original song, but they didn't. Opening sequence looks interesting. It's not a big thing for me. I'm not a fan of all this. Anyhow, we are moving on. Frieren Season 2 officially announced.
Fuck yeah.
Okay. Did we cover Frieren at all? I don't remember if we like.
We did
covered
not
as
do
far
any
as
reviews
anime
on it.
reviews. Okay. Okay. So that's another one. Frieren. Moon, have you watched it?
Nope.
Didn't think so. All right. So we're gonna have Moon watch Frieren because that's probably one that when it comes out, we're gonna be watching and reviewing. Freeren's really good. All we're gonna do is just have Moon watch it on like his watch-alongs, and then Moon can like record a review of it if he wants. You know, it's
Yes.
like Moon's anime takes or something like that. I don't know, and we could upload that to the channel or something. All right. But yes, Madhouse has confirmed is confirmed to animate the new season. The official Twitter account for Kanehito Yamada and Tsukasa Abe's Frieren Beyond Journey's End manga announced on Saturday that production on a second television anime season has been greenlit. Very good idea, because if you didn't give it a second season, that would be the dumbest mistake in a history full of dumb mistakes in the anime industry. Like, considering how good this series was, how popular it got, and popular for like really good reasons. Yeah. The rest of this is all backstory. Yeah. It's I don't want to say too much about it because it's just really, really good, and I want Moon to be able to go into it kind of blind. It makes more sense that way.
It is a very it tugs at the heartstrings.
Okay, so funny story. There is a Genshin and KFC collab, right?
Yes, it looked so good.
I don't know why they turned Colonel Sanders into an Ikemen. But
this is not the first time they've done that.
It is.
I know, but like all right, so they had Colonel Sanders kind of, but they had him his own age kind of in the Colonel Sanders game or whatever, but like literally they aged him down. I don't know what all this is about. But you know what? Whatever. Okay,
Look, the Colonel is a superhero in the future, okay? He saves people with 11 herbs and spices.
I'm just saying right now, man. This feels more like all right, when we were looking at the city and everything, it kind of reminded me a little bit of the Fifth Element.
A bit, yes.
Yeah. And I'm just like, oh my god, what the fuck? It's a Genshin collab, but the Colonel is living in the Fifth Element. What the hell's going on here? Anyway, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it. Do you guys have any thoughts before we move on?
It looks
It don't
interesting.
sound too bad right now.
Yeah. Original.
And I'm kind of craving
Yeah.
KFC now.
Yeah.
I don't know where
It's
KFC
working.
is near me, but I'm broke, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'd have to
Also,
go
I had
reminder
steak
for it.
today, so I don't like. Yeah, like whatever. I had steak. It was
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Okay, Shueisha honors Naruto's 25th anniversary with special video. I did watch this. I'm glad that Boruto's only in like the last couple of seconds.
Yes.
The rest of it was just. This felt like animated manga panels. That's what it felt like, and you know what? I'm so here for it.
I'm glad I could get the full recap of Naruto in 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
That's kind of with no real dialogue to be spoken of. This was
Like,
just
I
awesome.
understood 90% of what I watched without any dialogue.
Though I do love the thumbnail for this of showing the 3 generations. You have Minato, Naruto, and then Boruto. So, you get the 3 generations of that particular line. Of the Namikaze line. Even though, yeah, 100% Naruto's mom is like the boss, and that's the reason the Uzumaki name is passed on. But yeah. Anything else that you guys want to say about this before we move on? I know these are pretty short, but I'm trying to get us done within a certain time.
Well, we're almost through. Believe it.
Almost.
Oh God! All right. Happiest news. Obviously, we're gonna review Slime shortly after this, but
Of course.
Tensura gets is confirmed to get a season 4 and a second movie. And after seeing the trailer, the movie is its own standalone thing, and season 4 is going to cover the Maribel arc. So we're starting with volume 10. I was kind of hoping the movie was going to do volume 10, and then we could jump straight into 11, 12, and 13 for the season. But, that's just me.
You can't be that lucky.
Especially because volume 13 starts up like the war, like the actual war, not this little battle stuff that we've had before. It's a proper effing war. I mean, it's one-sided as hell, but it's still a proper effing war.
Accurate.
Dude, we had so much fun with that. Also, this spans like multiple books. This whole quote unquote war part, because then we have all right, we have the big battle taking place outside of Dworgen. We have the big battle in the dungeon. Then we have like the small battle outside of the dungeon. And then we have like the real army showing up just either inside or just outside of Tempest. And that's when stuff really kicks off. So Rimuru and the gang, they're fighting, because they've got a whole war, and it's not like 20,000 troops. Like it's an actual like military they're going after. So that's the stuff that's kind of coming up. It's not in 10 and 11. 10 and 11 are their own stuff. 12, I think 10, 11, and 12 aren't going to cover any of that. So season 5 would be the war arc. That would be, yeah. But yeah, with this news out, how you guys feeling?
I can't fucking wait.
Yeah,
It's gonna be great.
yeah. What we've got coming up is all the political intrigue and spy shit. Like that's what we've got coming up.
Oh, great! So we get to read more horrible takes on the on the series from that one reviewer.
Dude, I looked at their most recent review about the dungeon stuff from the previous episode. They gave it 3 stars, said it was good, but they were just kind of like, yeah, this is good every once in a while. I really enjoyed it. And I'm like, then why'd you give it 3 stars if you really enjoyed it? Shut the fuck up.
I hate that guy.
I really do. Get a new reviewer for Slime. They don't know what they're talking about.
Hire one of us, or hell, hire all 3 of us.
Right?
Please.
All right, so that is it for the news. We are now going to be moving on to the reviews of the anime. So if you don't want to stick around for us talking about Oshi No Ko, Slime, or Tower of God, we absolutely understand. The spoiler tag is going to go up, and then we will take it down once we're done. But if you're leaving now, we understand. Thank you guys so much for coming by and hanging out with us. We really, really do appreciate it. And we will see you in a couple of hours if you're coming to check out our Monwood readings of Solo Leveling. If not, then hopefully tomorrow for the light novels. And if not, then hopefully Fun Friday, because we're bringing that back. And lastly, hopefully, if not any of that stuff, we'll see you here next week for more Anime Church. Okay, spoiler tag's going up. It's time to talk.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, let's talk turkey. Let's talk some turkey here. Oh, my God. Okay, so first off, I want to point out Oshi No Ko. The next episode of Oshi No Ko is going to be delayed until... I believe it is the 6th. Yeah, it is the 6th. It will be coming out on Sunday. And the reason for that is because a crappy little anime called ReZero is taking its spot.
Boo.
Yeah. ReZero Season 3 is taking the time slot that Oshi No Ko would have had. So Oshi No Ko's final episode will be delayed. All right. That is all to say about that, and let's actually talk about the episode. This episode was called Reunion. That's funny.
It was very cute and heartwarming until the end.
Yeah, absolutely. We learned a lot about Aqua's former life.
Yeah, we did.
Anyway, continuing on. Sorry. Go ahead. Any other stuff?
It was very nice. Kind of had its tear-jerking moments just a little bit, because you're seeing the very beginning was great. No words, but you're seeing just a little interaction between what was her name before she died? Basically, Ruby before she got reincarnated. I forgot her name, but
Serena or Serena
yeah,
or
Serena, Serena and the doctor. It was wonderful.
Sensei.
Either
Well,
way.
doctors are just called sensei over there. So
And we get to have a glimpse of how much she idolizes the Doctor and how much she just wants to see him again. It's a painful episode, honestly.
yeah.
I never thought that Aqua's past life would have that much in-depth character backstory.
I
Yes,
mean,
I've
this is the second
read the
life.
manga.
This is the second life that he has had where he hasn't had his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's so crazy, right? Like, holy
First
cow.
one, didn't the mom die during childbirth, if I
Yes.
remember correctly?
She
Yeah.
did.
She bled out and died.
So, ironic that the same thing happened to his second mom.
That's so fucked up. That's so fucked up.
Look,
It is very
also,
fucked up.
Also, the
at least
craziest
she
part.
got.
The
At
craziest
least he
part.
got his mom the second time for a bit.
Yeah.
The craziest part of the episode is when he imagined Kana in place of his mom, like had her in that moment. Like if somebody caught him and her going out, the same thing could happen to her, and that's like what he imagined. I'm like, dude, that's so messed up. That's
It
so messed
is,
up.
but at the
like,
same time, that was
that's-
his only.
that's his irrational fear coming back. Yeah, that's that PTSD hitting.
Mm-hmm.
And damn, that was cool. That was cool. That was dark as fuck, but it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other stuff you want to comment on? Oh, so many people. I laughed at this one. They were like, Aqua ran around trying to find his body. Ruby follows a crow, stumbles onto it. I'm like, dude, that was intentional. It's not like she randomly chased a crow. Like, the crow stole her shit and then was guiding her there.
Stole her fucking key to her hotel room.
Yep.
And
so it wasn't something she could just forget.
Exactly.
It was the god was in control of it. So
I'm so
So
thankful that
many
the
people-
god actually stated that the children would have been soulless.
yes, that
Mhm.
so they would have been stillborn. That's another thing. Yeah.
And that would have broken eye.
Yeah. Same thing with Rudy and Mushoku Tensei. If he had not been reincarnated, it would have been a stillborn baby. So there you go. All right. So, man, covering this episode, what rating are we giving it?
I want to give it a. I kind of want to give it an 8 out of 10.
I'm giving it a solid 9. I think it was really well done.
Fair enough.
I'm
just.
the-
I know there's more coming, just because maybe not in this season.
Yeah,
But-
next episode's the finale.
Oh yeah, but next season I know there's gonna be so much more happening,
Mm.
so much more interesting shit happening. Like
Right.
I'm
so I'm like,
I'm right there with you, Richie. I'm giving it a 9.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to Slime. Final episode of Slime. Boy, they wrapped up that whole money situation pretty quick.
yep.
It was really nice to see that guy just fumbling and stumbling as Rimuru just kind of owned him. Also, something that happened that they didn't quite explain pretty carefully on the show is that when Rimuru left, suddenly all the merchants were like bombarding freaking Molly, yeah. Bombarding Molly to have him try and fix it so they wouldn't be banned from the country. And so now everybody owes Molly a favor for getting them making it where they can do business in the country. So now he turned the whole Rimuru and Molly set it up so that they turned the entire situation back around on the merchants.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of Tempest owing someone, they owe Tempest. Yeah. Fucking beautiful. Also, it was nice to see that model magic train set up that actually had like that is literally a quote unquote map of all the regions surrounding Tempest and their allies. That's what that was. So that's the magic train going through on a small scale just to show them what all's going on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then we had our last meeting of the season, and it was important.
Very important.
After anything, I would say it's an after action review of the events over the last couple of days. All right, guys, take it away. What all happened? What'd you think?
I'm trying to remember. Oh.
Because I'm not covering the entire meeting. I'm gonna let y'all talk about some of the stuff that they talked about in the meeting.
Yeah. Lord. That was like the last thing I watched, and I'm blanking on a lot of it.
The after action review is basically Rimuru asking everybody how they plan on dealing with the Eastern merchants.
Well, that's part
Yeah.
of it. That's part of it. But they also did do review of the actual festival. First, it was the screens that were showing people.
Oh yes, the screens that Gazelle was really pissed at Rimuru about, and he was just like, "What?
It's like,
They can be
why
used
would
for
you
that?"
use those screens? Well, you know, you need to show stuff, yes, but we could also use that in military operations.
But then
Oh.
it's just Aaron and Elle having fun at
Aaron's dad's expense.
Aaron's dad's expense. Yeah.
Her dad doesn't need a name.
Veldora complaining.
Not really.
Veldora complaining that no one has shown up to fight him in the dungeon and challenge him yet.
Poor boy.
Him being called out by, I think, Hinata for being pseudonym.
Yeah, for I certainly wasn't making takoyaki. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. And then
sounds good.
And then the conversation about bringing over people from Thalion and the Dwarven kingdoms to help with scientific research to build the magic train. Also, it wasn't properly mentioned because she's not technically there, but that also includes the vampire scientists that are coming over from Lubellius.
Yes.
So just an extra thing to throw in there because the anime may not cover it. But also other offers from Lubellius, from Hinata, a very high-ranking holy healer coming over to Tempest to get more experience from the dungeon.
Which will help Rimuru with his new fucking
his new skill, his new ability.
Yeah, I forget what it's called.
Faith and favor.
Faith, thank you.
Yeah, Rimuru would be like, racism bad. Yeah. I also like the monster unity sphere thing that they came up with and like showing off like the visual of like all the monsters and the people like in town together having a good time.
Yes. And the fact that he didn't name it until that point.
Oh, and she's putting the knights she's putting the holy knights through the ringer by having them go through the dungeon and try and challenge it. So that's gonna be a thing. Yeah.
Veldora is so looking forward to fighting them.
Yeah, he is. That made Veldora very happy.
And made the knights very scared.
Yes, exactly. I love it. And then we got to the Eastern merchants and started talking about like what all they've been getting up to and everything. And that more or less confirmed the suspicions that Rimuru had about Yuki and his involvement.
Yep.
So then we actually had our final meeting in the room with all the monsters, and we talked about several things. Then we saw Maribel, and she's like, all right, yeah, I'm Greed. Everything in this world belongs to us. We should have stopped this nation from building.
They should have destroyed the nation.
Yeah. And we move on. The last thing that we get is that about a week later, Tempest got a invitation from the Council of the West. So now we get the political intrigue and the political drama. Also, I think volume 10 and 11 is where Diablo goes on. No, at least 10 and 11 is where Diablo goes kind of sort of on break. And then volume 12 is when Diablo, I think, comes back with friends.
Yes,
friends, colleagues, slaves. I basically brought slaves. Which is not inaccurate. All right, guys, what did you think of this episode? What is your rating for it?
Hilarious in various aspects.
Okay.
I'm giving it a 7.
Yeah, I'm on 7 as well.
Yeah, 7's fair.
Yeah. All right. Last we have Tower of God. Now, this episode actually is a setup episode, but it has some good stuff going for it. I loved all the hellish training that Kun was putting everybody through. That was so funny to
Uh.
watch, and I love what Log Horizon Abridged is okay. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know why. Okay. I don't know why you're telling me that now, but appreciate it. Yeah. Anyhow, I looked over at chat. I shouldn't have done that. Should have stayed on topic. Uh yeah, this episode was definitely better than a lot of the previous episodes. You know?
Hmm.
This definitely felt like
It felt like
was,
proper setup.
it felt like proper setup, and it was fun, you know? I loved seeing some of the characters go through stuff. I don't really have a lot to say with it. I actually enjoyed this episode. I give it a 7.
Yeah, I would go with 7 as well.
I don't really have a lot to talk about. It's one of those ones you have to kind of watch it for yourself. The details aren't really much to talk about. There's not like a whole hell of a lot that's going on.
Although it was really funny seeing how Kun was looking when it, turns out all of them fucking stayed up from anxiety and wanting to train more, and he's sitting there like, "I told you to rest."
Well, that's the other thing. I like that they pointed this out. Kun has only always been on exceptional teams. He's never been on an average team before. And now he's having to deal with a team that's remarkably averaged. They are just remarkably average.
Yep.
I mean, if you just
I
go
wouldn't even
back
say
to the
remarkable at this point.
remarkably average. If you go back to taking a look at when they were doing the power testing how powerful everybody was, and you see like everybody's up there, they're like, ha ha ha, I've got power, blah blah blah, and then Bomb comes up there and just fucking just makes them all eat shit because he's like, that's the level that Cooney's used to. That, and then he's having to drop down, like drastically lower your standards, dude. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting point to make and pretty funny. I also like that Don is up and walking around. Rachel thought that she'd taken his legs away. Nah, he's good. He's good.
He just has to walk it off.
Also, I forgot about the fact that Kun has to hide himself for this because he's not allowed to reveal that he's alive and that Bomb's alive to the other team. That's the bet. I'm like, all right, cool. Also, guys, this is Bomb or Juvoli Grace. He's gonna do whatever the fuck he wants to, and I forgot about this masked guy. I forgot that he even existed. Like the majority of Juvoli Grace's team are just fucking terrible people.
Yes, they are.
But we did get a very important thing that happened this episode. We got the first mention of the Thorn. That's a very powerful, very important thing that will be helping Bomb with his power from here on out. Alrighty. Yeah. Prince has a crush. Who does he have a crush on? The little girl? I think they're close to the same age. I can't remember.
Also,
Moon, what did you
I
think?
wouldn't call that a crush. If anything,
I think it's
thought
more
it
they're
was
like siblings. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was just like, if your little sister starts to cry, you're not gonna sit there and just watch her cry.
I like
You're gonna
how he
sit there and
cheered
just
her
be
up
like,
too.
Yeah.
He cheered her up in the most him way possible. That was so funny. All right.
Yeah.
What did you think about this episode, Moon? What's your rating?
Oh, yeah, I was right there with y'all. Y'all said 7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said 7.
It's at least better than some of the past episodes.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm
Oh,
actually looking forward to the art coming up with the workshop battle. That's gonna be if they do it right, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I hope they do.
Yes.
I hope they do it well.
But that's if they do
at
it right.
least, if they at least match the manhwa, it will be good. If they are able to do better than the manga or the manhwa, it will be fantastic. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, this arc is pretty fucking intense, and there's gonna be moments where you're like, why are we focusing on this? And it's like, because this is actually important and we have to cover it. So there's a lot of side plotty kind of stuff that's going on. That's going to be like, yeah. All right. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out with us for oh, okay. Thanks for coming by and hanging out with us for the this episode of Anime Church. I am so sorry that I haven't been quite all here for this particular thing, but yeah, my sinuses have been a little crazy. That being said, thank you all so much. Really, really appreciate it, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care, and bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.